Are you an aspiring field or location recordist and you're wondering which headphones you need to buy? You've joined all the Facebook groups, maybe asked that question in all of them, got tons of answers, and now it's down to two main contenders, the Sony MDR 7506s or the Sennheiser HD25s. Maybe you haven't found many YouTube videos comparing them both. Well, now you have. And today I'll be comparing both stellar headphones and giving you my straight up answer as to which you should buy. All that and all the nerd stuff coming right up. But first, good day and welcome to the Time Preservation Society. I'm Sherlock Holmes. Be sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell notification so you can be notified of new content right when it drops. Cheers. The Sony MDR 7506s versus the Sennheiser HD25s. You've seen them both everywhere, but which one is for you? The 7506s have been around for a long time. They first hit the market in 1991. For those of us who measure time with movies, that's Terminator 2 and Kevin Costner's Robin Hood years ago. They instantly caught on and were adopted by industry professionals all over the world and are still used today by top people. When I say industry professionals, I'm talking about boom operators, location dialogue mixers, field recordists, and the music engineers. They're known for their excellent sound isolation, full ear coverage, and a frequency bump in the upper mid-range and highs. That's not to say that these guys can't do bass, they totally can, but it's not an exaggerated bass response, just a natural flat response in the low end. They're often a first choice for boom operators because they allow you to hear dialogue incredibly well when on set and in the scrum due to that present mid-range, while also sealing your amped audio away from the boom mic. They were the headphones I originally chose when I myself was facing the two-choice problem. Let's have a look at them. The Sony MDR 7506s are dynamic over-ear headphones. These are nice-looking headphones. They still look quasi-modern even today. They come in all black with a black leather headband with black stitching. They have the signature blue bar going across each ear cup with the word professional in gold written upon it. There's also a blue button with an L marked on the left side of the headband and a red R on the right. They also have studio monitor written across the top. The ear cushions are very soft and are covered in a rather fragile sheepskin, which is known to wear down from use, but can easily be replaced. They are very soft though, very soft. They have a sliding extender on each side that feels really good to slide. They can accommodate any size melon. They do have an exposed wire on each side, so always be careful not to get these hooked on anything. These 7506s are made in Thailand. The cable is meant to indicate the left side, as with most other headphones in the world. They are 63 ohms, which means most devices can push them just fine. They feature 40mm neodymium drivers and have a frequency range of 10 Hz to 20 kHz. The maximum sound pressure level is 106 decibels. The coiled cord can reach almost 10 feet and it terminates in a gold 3.5mm connector and comes with a gold 3.5mm to quarter-inch adapter. The gold 3.5mm adapter also has screw-in capabilities, so if your recorder supports that, that's excellent. They weigh 230 grams and can fold up real nice like, you know, on account of storage needs. They measure, oh, hold on a sec, let me just get my trusty old measuring tape here. You know, this measuring tape was manufactured in 1989. I picked it up at a faraway mystical place called Petra on a little expedition I like to call our last crusade, back in '38. Almost 23 inches around the entire headphones when fully extended, and the ear cuffs are 3 inches wide and 4 inches high. It's worth noting that almost every part of these headphones can be swapped out if needed. They are serviceable. But honestly, aside from user error, the only parts of these headphones that I ever see that need replacing are the ear pads. Luckily, you can purchase even better ones from all sorts of places online, and in a wide assortment of epic softness and groovy colors too. I've been using mine for recording, both field and studio, and mixing for about 2 years now, and I love them. The highs get to me sometimes, but I've come to know them. They reveal bad frequencies rather well, and I can depend on them. The Sony MDR 7506s can be yours for only $110 US. On the other hand, we've got the Sennheiser HD25s. First released in 1988, which was Die Hard and Willow ago. The HD25s were initially intended for outside broadcasting, but went on to be another industry standard choice for audio professionals on planet Earth. They became a first choice for sound recordists all over the world, especially in Europe, where all the boom operators and mixers were basically issued them. They're quite well known for their closed design and snug fit. They block out the world and let you focus on what you really need to focus on. In fact, from 1989 to 2004, British Airways used the HD25s for their passengers aboard the notoriously loud Concorde flights. They ended up having a problem with passengers stealing them after the flight due to their instant lustful attraction. Yes, these headphones are world famous, all right. Let's have a look at them. The HD25s are considerably smaller and notably lighter than the 7506s. If I didn't know any better, I'd say they feel cheaper too. But I do know better, and they're not. They're over-ear headphones, so they press on your ears as opposed to over your ears like the Sonys. They're all black and mostly made from a good quality plastic. There's no writing on the ear cups, but the Sennheiser logo is featured on the left cup. There's a nice padding on top of the headband, which is the only place you'll find writing. It says Sennheiser HD25 70 ohm. These HD25s are made in Romania. Another great feature is that the left ear cup pivots up for one-ear monitoring. When you employ this pivot move, it feels great, since the padding rests on your head in a really comfortable way while still keeping a seal. The ear pads are small and have a cushion. I'm not sure of the material on the ear pads, but it feels like pleather. The ear pads are fully replaceable, as is almost everything else on these headphones. They're not throwaways. The ear cups extend out for large heads just like the Sonys. Something to note is that the cable comes from the right side as opposed to most other headphones in the world. That takes some getting used to. So if you have these and don't know which side is left and which side is right, now you do. But just like the Sonys, red is right. And you can see the red in the exposed wires here. Once again, be careful not to snag these on anything. These are the Sennheiser HD25 Plus version, which only differs from the regular version due to extra ear pads, an extra cable, and a bag that comes with them in the box. The Plus version comes with a coiled cable pre-installed. I do believe the other versions have the straight cable installed, but I'm not sure. This coiled cable extends to almost 10 feet just like the Sonys, and just like the Sonys, the gold connector has a screw fastener. But the included 3.5mm to 1/4" adapter is threaded on so as to be more secure. The screw fastener on the connector of both headphones that I featured today is a great feature because some recorders or mixers will allow you to screw your headphones in to be the most secure. You never know. The HD25s are also dynamic headphones. They're 70 ohms, which, just like the Sonys, mean most devices can push them. They feature 41mm neodymium drivers and have a frequency range of 16 Hz to 22 kHz. The maximum sound pressure level is 120 decibels, which is higher than the Sonys by 14 dB. But who really wants to lose their hearing alrighty then? They weigh just 140 grams, which is a full 90 grams lighter than the Sonys. They measure... Oh, hold on a sec. Let me just find my trusty old measuring tape here. You know, this measuring tape was manufactured in 1981. I picked it up inside a weird glowing ark in Egypt in 36. 23 inches around the entire headphones when fully extended, and the ear cups are 2.5 inches in diameter. They're perfect circles. The Sennheiser HD25s can be yours for $150 US. $200 if you want the Plus version that I have here. Both headphones are the top two choices for field recordists of every stripe and for broadcasters. But I neglected to mention that they're both top choices for DJs too. I don't have much experience with DJing though, apart from my 5-month stint at the turn of the century as a party DJ at a local geriatric dance bar that the locals called the Wrinkle Ranch. But I digress. The Sonys are over-ear headphones. Due to that, they're very comfortable and can be worn for hours with very little trouble. The Sennheisers, on the other hand, are on-ear headphones that, because of that, can start to get uncomfortable while wearing them for extended periods. I recently purchased the Sennheisers for this video, so I don't have the same amount of field experience with them as I do the Sonys, but many professionals have said that the tightness of the Sennheisers reduce with use. In my experience so far, I wore them for 3.5 hours testing them out, and at first they were fine, and then they started to get uncomfortable, and then they just kind of, it wasn't uncomfortable anymore. I just got used to it. So if that's what they mean, then that's great. But if you are bothered by tight on-ear headphones, then the HD25s may not be for you. The Sonys will be much better. The Sonys collapse down to fit your audio bags or what have you, but the Sennheisers do not. They're always in full form. While this may seem like a mark against the Sennheisers, I will add that getting the Sonys on in a hurry is not happening. You need to fiddle with them. You know what I mean? You need to fiddle with them to get them on your head, and sometimes it takes a while. The Sennheisers are ready to pop on at a moment's notice. Also, the Sonys will sometimes slide off your head depending on what you're doing, like bending over or anything physical. I'm not saying the Sonys won't stay on your head, I'm just saying that they sometimes move out of position a hell of a lot easier than the Sennheisers. The Sennheisers aren't going anywhere unless you want them to. I mean, they're right on there. But the sound quality is what everybody really wants to know about. Both headphones sound fantastic. There's no question about that. But they're different. The Sonys are noticeably brighter while the Sennheisers are darker. Better put, the Sonys are cooler and the Sennheisers are warmer. There's no lack of bass response on the Sonys, but it's more pronounced in the Sennheisers. The top end of the Sonys are crisper and more present. The Sennheisers have articulated highs, but not too much. A very pleasing high end is what I'd say. There's no doubt that the dialogue would cut through without issue on the Sonys, but I'd say the Sennheisers are much better at shutting out the world outside them. Both headphones are user serviceable, and parts are found everywhere. They're both meant to last. I know folks who've had both headphones in regular daily use for 20 plus years and have only had to replace the ear pads. Aftermarket ear pads for both are really cool, and there are a lot of options. I want burgundy ones for the Sonys and yellow ones for the Sennys, but I'll wait until they both wear out. So which to choose? Analysis. I love them both, and for different reasons. I love that the Sonys can be folded up and put into my audio bag, but hate trying to fiddle with them to quickly put them on. I love the sound of the HD25s for field recording because it offers less ear fatigue with more subdued high mids and a warmer response, but I hate that they get so tight on my ears, especially when wearing glasses. After a while, you kind of learn to live with it, but it does take some getting used to at first. And I do expect them to relax more as I use them, as I said earlier. The Sennheisers cost more than the Sonys by 50% when buying the regular version, and almost double the price when buying the Plus version. So if that's an issue for you, then get the Sonys. I love that the Sonys have a cable on the left where it's supposed to be. I don't know if I'll ever get used to the Sennheisers being on the right. Such a stupid thing, but it bothers me for some reason. The ear cup pivot thing on the Sennheisers is awesome. I definitely use that a lot. The Sonys have a flip thing that isn't that great because it's both uncomfortable and also exposes the speaker to the air so that the mics can pick it up. You can move the Sonys forward onto your temple, but then it makes the headphones less stable on your head. So here's what I say. Out of 10. Comfortability. Sony, 9. Sennheiser, 4. Ease of use. Sony 6, Sennheiser 8. Features. Sony 7, Sennheiser 8. Durability, Sony 8, Sennheiser 9. Sound quality, Sony 8, Sennheiser 9. That's 38 for Sony and 38 for Sennheiser. That was crazy. They add up to the same numbers for vastly different reasons. So I'll make a choice. For field work, the Sennheisers win for me. But the comfort thing is something to consider. I will use them both for various things in the future. Probably the Sonys in the studio and the Sennheisers in the field. Given what you know about yourself, which headphones would you choose? Let me know in the comments. I wish I could show you what they sound like, but I can't in a review on YouTube. All in all, you can't go wrong with either headphones, and the choice will be up to you based on what you value most. So make your choice. The game's afoot. Bye now. In transmission.